بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Today we are gathered for Jummah, and I'm just going to tell you a few curious things about Jummah. The word Jummah, okay, it means like a congregation, just like the word Jama'ah, right? So this is something we do every Friday. It's sort of like, you know, those conferences, like those meetings. It's supposed to be a sort of a way to keep everyone in track in terms of their spirituality, their religious duties, and their morale and motivation and all that. It's like a conference. Like sometimes at work, you have meetings, right? And you're given these tasks to do and motivation and all this. So this is what Jummah is. It's sort of like, in a sense, in a way, you can think of it as a weekly sort of meeting, really, to discuss certain issues and just to bring up everyone's spirit. So in case, because as you all know, once you leave after this, you'll be alone. Each of you will be alone, and you may feel alone sometimes. But Jummah, when you come to Jummah, you notice other people just like you in the Masjid, and they may be going through similar things just like you. You don't feel alone as much anymore, right? And when someone like, me, when giving khutbah, standing up here, I'm giving myself advice first and foremost. I'm talking to myself, actually. But of course, you're welcome to join and listen, inshallah. So in Jumu'ah, actually in Surah Al-Jumu'ah, so there's a surah in the Quran called Surah Al-Jumu'ah in Juz 28, Surah number 28, which actually is named Jumu'ah, Surah Al-Jumu'ah, and it talks about, in the end especially, it talks about Jumu'ah. It tells us believers, inshallah, that we have to drop everything, leave everything for the sake of Allah, and attend the Jumu'ah, the Jama'ah, basically, the congregational, the gathering on every Friday. So people who even run their own businesses and things, they just drop everything and they come over and congregate. And of course, after the khutbah, we meet each other, greet each other, we sing salam to each other, right? So it's not just about the prayer itself. It's also about just the motivational sort of speech, the getting together with other brothers, right? And for the sisters, of course, amongst them as well. If the youth come, they get to meet like-minded youth, and that's something that's really, it can be really motivational, especially if you do feel like you're alone, when you're not, like, let's say, you cannot come to the masjid from time to time, right? But in Jummah you come, because you have to come for Jummah. You sort of get this reload, this refreshment in your spirituality, and you sort of, it's like this, it's like if you have a graph to graph your sort of, your spirituality, your level of Islam. It's sort of at like a high point, it gets pushed up high at Jummah, and then sort of begins to fall naturally. And then once Jummah comes again, you come together again with other people, with other Muslims, spikes up again, inshallah. So there's this cycle, and from Jumu'ah to Jumu'ah, there's this. So some things we do on Jumu'ah, of course, is reading Surah Al-Kahf, or parts of Surah Al-Kahf. This is something we should be doing. Surah Al-Kahf is a surah in the middle of the Quran. And a lot of people read this and and we should all try to read this inshallah as much as possible. So inshallah, I'm gonna wrap up with just one more thing, and then I'm gonna also, the thing is, people are probably wondering whether, like, what happens next week because of the time that goes back, right? The hour. So right now we're in daylight savings time, and the hour is pushed ahead actually. Right now we're an hour ahead. We wind our clocks backwards by 1 hour. So what happens to the third Jummah? The third Jummah will be held at 2:40 or 2:45, inshallah. 2:40. Be here. Like, if you don't get here by 2:40, you'll probably miss the salah. Because of course Asr then gets pushed back as well. So like, first Jummah will be at 1, second Jummah at 2, and third Jummah at 2:40, inshallah. So with that, inshallah, I'll just conclude, and then you can pray your sunnahs, inshallah. Go on, pray your sunnahs.